talk about it.
Say you don't like the life I live.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Alright, I'm always on the grind.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Always got money on my mind.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Say you don't like this life of mine.
Wanna talk about it?
Yeah, I'm always on the grind.
Let's talk about it.
I gotta shine.
Let's talk about it.
Always got money on my mind.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Say you don't like this life of mine.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, I'm always on the grind.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I gotta shine.
Let's talk about it.
Always got money on my mind.
Girl, let's talk about it.
God body, God body, God body. What's the biz not ease? Hey, man, that's a dope picture. Y'all gotta, hey, shout out to the goddess Kiana. Hey, that's a dope picture right there. It's Tilla, Empress Indigo L, Knowledge is Key. What's good? God body.
Shalom.
God body. Word life. I mean, what's going down? I mean, we about to tackle and definitely touch on the topic of breaking past generational curses and healing energy. So, we want to get to the point where we putting that good energy out there in the universe and also helping other people, because I think it's nothing more difficult than actually living in an environment with somebody that's triggered by everything. I mean, literally, if you speak of any truth, anything that you use to build, triggering a person. So, what I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, what do y'all normally think about, off top from the beginning, when it comes to breaking generational curses?
When you think about when I think about generational curses, some of the topics that come to mind are single parent households, black men between the ages of 18 and 26 being locked up. A lot of different things, not communicating within the black family, the communication line between the black family. I think that's a generational curse. It's a bunch of other things, man, but I'm gonna stick with them three and let somebody else get a shake at it, just in case. I don't want to name too much and steal somebody idea or something.
No, God body. Hey, with that being said too, and we'll let one of the goddesses take and definitely touch on what they think about generational curses or the thought of that. But I want to say this. Definitely what some people look at as generational curses, I want to say for myself, I think a lot of it is just habitual of programming that, like, shout out to everybody that's graduating high school too. Let me definitely say
it's programming like a spell.
Definitely say, yeah, we definitely gonna get to that. Shout out to everybody that's graduating high school that did they 13 years in the institution. They are free. A lot of these young people are gonna be looking for the next way, their next job, their next business venture. They're looking for, and a lot of times they're gonna have to bump their head. You'll end up having children at a young age. You'll end up through all type of different things, and then turn around and think that it's the world's problem that you made certain decisions or certain choices. And a lot of times we will look at the people that lived before us and seeing that we're making a lot of the same choices they made, just in different. It just looks a different way, but it's the very same thing. But I look at it similar to this. If you have a family and a lot of people suffer from obesity, in most of those cases is because they eat the same things in the same households. A lot of abuse. We've talked about abuse. There's several different things. So a lot of these things follow, but it's really more so, to me, I look at it as habits. So to all of the young people that is actually going through something, learn to be focused. Don't focus on what everyone else is focused on. Focus on your goals and objectives. But I will say this. You're 17, 18 years old, up into 25, and your frontal lobe is still developing. You're probably going to make bad decisions. I mean, you're not going to do everything perfect. So we're not designed to that. We're designed to go through what we got to go through to become the great beings that we are destined to be. But yeah, who got it from there? Like that's the only thing I wanted to speak on. And shout out to Kelsey, God body, my little God is graduating tomorrow. We gonna see you at the graduation. But yeah, definitely somebody pick up there.
Um, I was just gonna say, I think sexual immorality is generationally a curse. I call it Jezebel-ism. I'm crying. Um,
Jezebel.
I think that anxiety, mental health is normally passed down. Uh, what do they say? ADD is passed down. It's just a mental health problem. So things like that, I think it's all passed down. Eating disorders, it'd be crazy because people eat just like their family and they'll get diabetes just like their granny and their auntie. So I don't know. I think a lot of things. You go ahead, Fergie.
Um, I mean, y'all said the majority of it. I would say the relationship between the adults and the kids. I think that there's something with generational trauma there on how adults treat kids. Um, I also would say intimacy. Through the past and just what we had to endure, we don't really know what intimacy is. And intimacy is deeper than sex. But because of what we've endured in the past, and it's just been going down hereditary, we don't do it right. So that leads to everybody being loved improperly. So
Mm,
love also is a generational curse because nobody knows how to love anybody. Everybody's still fighting to love themselves, and that should have been first. But we wasn't taught that. We was taught to help everybody else besides us. That's backwards.
God,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, shit. First of all, knowledge is not what you said was. What you said when I said something about the curse, you said it's what?
programming, programming,
Program.
most
It's more
definitely.
like a spell, right? The
Mm-hmm.
programming is kind of like a spell, right? And the spell is what a curse, right? So all the same at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Tomato, tomato. But the whole
Yeah,
thing is we either breaking generational curses or we're sending a virus into the programming that they have us under. You know, a lot of our young adults now, they are tapped into where they see they're more in tune to a lot of things that are wrong with what we've been dealing with. And you can see them taking those steps. Like you was talking about your daughter, you know what I'm saying? We was talking about my niece earlier, taking those steps
yeah,
to become more than whatever people say you gonna be. My niece is a plus size girl. She won Miss Teen plus size North Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So for her to do that, you know what I'm saying? Some years ago, they would pick on her, and she dark skinned like me, so they would pick on a
yeah.
dark skinned, heavy set girl. You know what I'm saying? And for her
Mm-hmm.
to break that wall down, you know what I'm saying? Really proud of her for that. But those the type of different type of generational curses that need to be broken. Um, like she was saying, Kiona was saying the relationships between um parents and children. You know what I'm saying? Um, it wasn't a whole lot of explanations going on coming up in my household from my mama. She wasn't explaining too much shit. You do what the hell she say. You know what I'm saying? And on one end, that could be a good thing. Then on the other end, it's like you're not really explaining to me why, but you're telling me you done been down this road. So tell me what you seen down this road. Don't just tell me not to go down there. Tell me what you seen. Well, I really understand why you don't want me to go down this road. You see what I'm saying? So me as a parent now, I try to take every opportunity to explain things to my children all the way through and through so they fully understand. I'm gonna pass that.
God body, God body. Yeah, man. I think what you just hit is official in so many ways. And I'm gonna do now what I planned on doing tonight, anyways. I planned on bringing my father on here and my daughter on here, only so it could be three generations, and then start the live at 9:33. Just to put that non-ether energy out there. But the
Mm,
biggest reason why I wanted to do that is that my father had a upbringing. If he could have spoke just slightly on his upbringing and where he is in life up until now, and deal with the bad, good, and the ugly and the great, because he lives very decent now. Like, he doesn't have certain worries, but we have offsprings that have been subjected to our growth process. So if it does my offspring's generation, if it does them good for me telling them everything I have been through and why I see how they could make decisions that they make versus make them feel judged or like, oh man, the youth, they messed up this or that. Man, they've been through an institution for 13 years, subjected to the vibrational music that they hear on a consistent basis. And I won't be one to make excuses for nothing in the world, but also complicit and complacent parents, bro. A lot of the parents are very secure. They don't look at things like it's urgent. That these we'll say, man, the young people shooting up, they talk crazy, they cuss all the time, but you see very few people try to influence or affect that. They don't really. It's not urgent for them to break the. If it's not my house, then I'm not really worried about it. And I think all of these things are helping a curse because a man that calls himself a warrior or a gangster or a hood nigga, any of these things, bro. But if you call, I didn't call somebody God before. What's up, God? What's up, King? Something like that, and the person say, "Don't call me God." But you turn around and say, "I ain't cool, my nigga." They cool with it. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at this breaking generational curses, could be the way that we approach each other and the way we speak. It's so many things you can throw out there and say it's generational curse. So I'm gonna always go back to programming because I'm gonna think that it's learned behavior on a consistency. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the clan members at certain parts. They spoke on race. This stuff has been taught and programmed, bro. Children don't come out thinking none of the things that they think later on in life. Like it's not true. It's all programming from religion, the way you walk, the way you talk, how you eat. A lot of all of these things are programming. It doesn't even go in as far as genetics, because if we go into genetics, you really have so many dormant abilities and dormant activities going on within you at all times that there's no such thing as limitation. So all of these, I have to go into programming, the learning and relearning and all of that. We shouldn't have to dump all of this junk mail and relearn a whole different way. But hey, we here. We got to deal with where we presently at. And yeah, having those tough conversations and being a transparent person, I think it's one of the biggest things to breaking the generational curse.
You hot seated me, okay?
Her life, she got to
yeah.
take the.
I kind of feel that same way. I feel like you gotta know that something's wrong in order for you to fix it, and a lot of people don't have people around them that's in the position mentally to tell them like, "Oh, this is wrong. You shouldn't do this." Because when I had my kids, my mama said, "Well, he's a blank canvas, and he don't know nothing but what you teach it, and whatever you put on it, that's all he gonna know and do." And I always stuck with that, even though I may cuss him out, I may be rude, but I always resort back to, I apologize. I was just frustrated, but most people don't even get that apology from their parents and stuff like that. So I just think it's a toxic situation. Like the whole realm, it's not like by area. The entire realm is toxic. So it's like, how do you fix the
Mm,
whole realm with the curse?
Toxic
mm,
environment.
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah. Is that programming or a generational curse, KPs?
man, wow. Hey, that's dope right there. I mean, an environment. I think I think past matter of fact, we'll let Miss Kiana here answer that question, Goddess. I mean, yeah, what do you think when it comes to the environment? Is that programming too? Is there a way to move past that?
Um, the only way to move past that is to take yourself out the environment. At the end of the day,
Mm,
majority of us are products of our environment. Certain things wouldn't happen had the environment been better, but that's ain't nothing we could do about it. So it's just mentally we have to understand we are products of our environment. If it's a liquor store on every corner, I'm gonna want to drink. But that's because I live there. I don't gotta live there. But that's just what it is. And until we come to like we gotta accept it. That's just it. Once you accept it, then you can figure out a way how to combat it. Because if you don't accept it, you'll never be able to fight it off. You'll never be able to break away from it. You'll never be able to do different. And I can only say that because I had to think about that with different men I used to date. Like I'm dating these men because that's all I was around in my environment. Nobody showed me how to date. Nobody showed me what would be a good male person to even talk to. Like they didn't teach me that. So once I realized I'm only doing what I see. I'm only doing what I'm around. I'm better than that. Let me stop that and look for better. Then it started to change.
God body,
Mm-hmm.
God body,
Mm-hmm.
God body.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the goddess for that insight right there. Hey, that was powerful. That was powerful. All right, so I say what she said is powerful because of this. You can't take plants that grow in the swamp and put them in the desert. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll create all type of fungi. You never seen a cactus plant growing in Alaska. I mean, so yeah, the environment is very important. You know, and a lot of times you do have to leave environment, but I say it's still gonna be the mind, and people think that their mind is located in their head, but it's really located in the gut. So I say every time you have to get your mind corrected, and if you correct your mind, then you correct your aura and you correct about you, because once you get these programmers in, even if environment and you talk and act and discuss things the same way, you're gonna get the same results. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so regardless, this program that we have been taught, you literally do yeah, I mean, I think now it almost wouldn't matter what environment I'm in, but it still does matter from the environment. The environments they do matter. Like, there's no doubt about it. But I don't know. I think that's a deep man. That's a deep question because
Hey,
God
hey.
body, right? God body.
My bad. Excuse me. Excuse me.
You good, God body.
I was talking to this, I'm gonna say young fella, because he about 9 years younger than me. Right. So I was talking to this young fella earlier today, matter of fact. And long story short, after having a conversation with him and then having a conversation earlier with you, I realized this young man doesn't know how to be a man. So he don't, I can't, it's hard to tell a young man how to put his foot down as a man when he don't even really know how to stand as a man, period. Right. When it comes to certain things. Um his little issue came with some relationship problems, right? And I'm like, listen, man, for one, a man always gotta handle his business and make sure that he garners respect
Yeah,
wherever he go, in the house, outside the house. Now, if you're inside of a home, this and my generational curse, young men, get your own. Get your own. Don't move in with no young lady. Don't move in with them unless you got a real plan. Don't move in with them. Get your own. Get your own so you don't get kicked out. So you don't get kicked out. So your little carnal ways, the doggish ways don't take over and you get kicked out, then you're looking like, you know. But um I told him just like you gotta be able to put yourself in a position to where it's being respected. And if it's not being respected, then you gotta make a person respect it. Because if they don't give it to you, then you gotta take it. It's only two ways to get respect, right? So he was just like, man, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do in a relationship. That's what he said. He don't even know what he's supposed to do. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, yeah, you know. So once again, the communication line between parent and children, you know what I'm saying? No, evidently no man was there, or if it was a man around, he wasn't a good role model for this young man as far as seeing how to carry himself or how to stand as a man and garner respect in every facet of life.
So that's
That's all I want.
no, that's a good point. So when one of the guys can pick up on this, but why is it that in parenting we don't want to talk to the babies and discuss with them about dating? Why is it that the only thing they think about in school and it turns into such a kind of looking for sex type of life because of the not breaking generational curses. The fact that why is it that if we know that there's soul ties, if we know that energies are past, if we know that these are portals, if at some point in our evolution we learn the capacity of doing certain things, why can't we intelligently discuss with the youth um, dating. Why can't what is the communication? Why do y'all think people struggle discussing that with the youth? Anybody can take
I don't really know if it's the communication. I mean, it is communication because now the youth, they like, I don't want to say they think they're immortal, but they think they're immortal. They don't care about anything, and they don't have nothing to lose. They don't care if they go to jail. They don't care if they die. They just don't care. So, we had people like the big mamas. Big mama was gonna say how she feel, and we couldn't say nothing to her because we know we was gonna get punished for that. These kids now, they'll roll up on you, and all you trying to do is help them. They don't even know that you're trying to help them because they haven't been given that tough love. And not only that, they haven't been loved properly. Again, going back to that. So they can't receive the message correctly when they already, for one, gonna be offensive. They gonna feel like they need to defend themselves when all you trying to do is set them on the right path. Cause I done had a couple young people I done talked to and they get defensive. They think you're trying to tell them what to do, but you're not grown. You ain't been out here. You still just barely touching the surface. Hell, most of us just barely touching the surface. We figuring it out. We all on different levels, but you a child, you still a baby, but they don't realize that. And also with that, a lot of them don't know what to do in any situation, relationship, friendship, with their career, with their life. They don't know nothing, and that falls on the previous generation's fault. And I say that because one thing that we also have to know once we done got our mind right, if you knew better, you did better. We gotta flip that.
Your
They don't
finger
know
on
nothing.
that mic?
Yeah.
Look at that, she said it. Word, like, God,
I
They,
bro.
thought my shit was fucked up over here. I done turned my volume up on
Yeah,
100.
wait,
yeah, for
All right,
real.
when
but
y'all
yeah,
see my forehead, I can't hear.
Yeah.
but yeah, they we was brought up on if they knew better they would do better, but we also got to flip that nowadays. Some people don't know better. They really don't know. Like, it's not an act, it's not their fault. They really don't know. And the older generation, they had different struggles, so they didn't have time to take aside and teach us which way to go. It was like, no, you got to go out here and go to work. We got bills to pay. We don't got time for none of that
Mm-hmm.
extra stuff. You can go cry
Right.
in your room. you know but we
Mm-hmm.
can't be like that in the world that we in now. But that's just what it is. It's just, we all need to listen, not to respond, We need to listen to each other's feelings. Like we need to hear the hurt in each other's voice when we discussing certain things. Because it's certain things that the kids probably can't tell us that'll help us communicate better with them. It just might be. Maybe our delivery is wrong. Because it goes back to how people learn. Some people learn by doing, some people learn by listening, some people learn by seeing. It's the same thing with communicating. Everybody don't communicate the same way. We gotta remember that it's different forms of everything that we do, and everybody ain't gonna take it that way. There's more people that got autism nowadays, and those people they only learn certain things in a certain way. You can only communicate with them certain ways, and that's why I said, in order to really reach the youth, you got to figure out how to reach them without downgrading yourself, without you stepping off of your throne to help them. That's just what it is. But the the love has to be mended. We all broken. Everybody's broken. The adults, the kids, there ain't nobody that's fully healed. And like they said, hurt people hurt people. It's the cycle. It's gonna continue to cycle until somebody say, hey, what's up? And also as adults, we can't get offended when the kids be like for me, I be telling my daddy, you yell too much. I'm not about to pay you no attention. I'm not about to listen to you. You yelling. I don't know what you're saying. Now I got to defend myself because you're yelling at me when you could just talk. Everything, the deliverance don't have to be yelling. It don't have to be aggressive. That's another thing. The aggressiveness. And I say the aggressiveness because these people have used God aggressively, and God is not aggressive. God is of love. God ain't mad. He ain't never gonna be mad. God don't judge. That's just not what he do. He let us all have our own options and choices to make ourselves. The path is already there. So yeah, that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
Man, she definitely on to some very key points. She and it's crazy that last thing she said, the yellow part, the aggressiveness. You know, um, I be calm and collect for the most part. Um, I've had to learn, since being remarried and everything like that, that my approach has to be different. I have to alter my approach each child because each child don't respond the same way. Some kids you gotta kind of know when you need to be aggressive. Some kids you got to, you know, and it's something you can notice early. KK, I got little Kiefer running around here. I notice now. You can't be soft on him. I ain't got to just ha ha, but I gotta make my forceful imprint now, far as just who you gonna respect. What I say goes. Now I don't have to pop him right now when I want him to go somewhere. I just always got him. So understand this: when I'm right there, go that way. Oh, you don't want to go, so now I'm gonna guide you. So now understand that's already setting a tone for him to understand that I am one of his guiders in life. I'm going to help him get through life. That's showing him right now. And that's a lot of things as parents, we have to take the time and really pay attention to our kids when they 1, 2, 3, check out their mannerism while they being cute and shit. Look at their mannerisms. Look how they react to certain things. You know what I'm saying? All that matters. All that matters when it comes to um how the well-being of your child as they grow up. You know what I'm saying? That's going to help you raise them in a way that they don't have to deal with a bunch of trauma. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not continually having to try to teach them something because they already know what lines to cross. If you set the tone at 1, 2, 3 years old, when they 15, 16, ain't no bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no bucket. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no bucket. Got an 18-year-old now.
I don't mean to
You know
stop you. God
what
body. God
I'm
body.
saying?
I do not mean this, bro. With
Do your
these youth,
thing.
with these youth nowadays, bro, I don't think there's no such thing as they not bucking, bro. They bucking
They not.
everything, bro. They bucking
No.
everything. I
So
think
so
uh
So with the ones that's already older, I understand, right?
Yeah.
So for like to a degree, to put it in context, I'm talking about like cause we still have people. I'm 38. I got a kid on the way right now. So people still having kids. So even though you might have older kids, you can't don't just pass the ball on them. Still stay on their ass to a degree. You know what I'm saying? But learn from what you got going on with them.
And let them
pay
figure
attention
their
to
way.
these new ones.
Yeah.
To these new ones coming up. You see what I'm saying? Because there are parents that spend so much time trying to fix their oldest child that they missing shit with their youngest child. You see what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Oh, well, I did. He was all that. You so busy trying to fix this. Well, you're not even paying attention to this one. Now you doing the cycle all over again, just in a different manner. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I can't overcompensate for the time that I was out of my kid's life that don't live in the house with me right now, right?
Yeah.
Because if I do, then the kids that I have now will be lacking. And still, I will be something like an absent father because I'll just be here like a robot. You see what I'm saying? Not really bringing nothing to the table that's edifying their life. You see what I'm saying? Past that.
So it's kind of like what Fergie said. Like, me and her, we be in tune a lot about what we be thinking, but the communication, like, it got to be there. You feel me? They cannot learn how to communicate with people if we don't teach them how to communicate with people properly. And they cannot learn how to grow if we don't teach them how to grow. There's nothing they can do without us teaching them how to do it the right way. So I totally just feel all of that. But then you got people who are raising these horrible people. You know,
Yes,
people are
that
raising
part.
Yeah.
horrible people. And
Yeah.
okay. This is how my brother put it, or somebody put it to me one day. So in school, you got the honor students. Then you got the regular population, which I would call the collective. Then you got the other hall with the gifted, the other kids, right? So when they don't tell us like, oh yeah, when y'all get 18, we finna mix all y'all niggas in one. Okay? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So we used to everybody being separated by honors, regular collective, and then that
The
hall. They call
remedial.
that hall the special hall. You
Yeah,
feel me?
especially how
Yeah.
BMC go get content mastery.
They had a
Right.
whole hall in y'all school.
What?
They had a whole
Yeah.
hall in y'all school.
Yeah. It
Everywhere.
Damn, we
wasn't,
had
Yeah.
a classroom. Y'all had a whole hall.
it was
They
Yeah.
a
down.
lot of lie.
Yeah, they had a
They out
whole
of line for having that
downstairs.
many people. They out of line for having that many of them motherfuckers.
Man,
Hey,
for
look,
real.
and they had their own hall. They had their own classes. Well, I'm gonna say
Yes.
we had
All
our
of
own hall.
everybody
We
had their
had our
own
own
classes.
classes.
No, man.
Everybody
Yeah.
had their own classes. Oh, I
No,
didn't
for
even
real.
see my brother on here. Hey y'all. Who
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Abwick?
Yeah.
Peace, Abwick. So
Yeah. I put the link down there in the comments. I don't know if you got to do it for them to see it on your end. You might have to hit invite people and put the comments right. Put it in the comments there too. I don't know if that's somebody new right there. I did put it in there though.
I just feel like um we just gotta do better because people just don't know. They don't even know how to interact with other people. Like my kid loves kids on the special ed hall. They used to say when he was in school, he would walk this little boy to school. I mean, to class every day, and nobody understood like why, but he would make sure that that little boy was straight
Safe at all
every
times.
day. He would, they said everybody else was scared of them kids, but not my son. So it'd be stuff like that. Like, what are y'all raising to to where people are treating the special ed kids bad? You feel me? Like stuff like
Bullies.
that. You just be like, y'all. It's sad. What you hollering out?
I said bullies.
Oh yeah, they bullies. And They don't like when your mama
It
come up to the
it
school and want to fight the other kid mama. Like, hey, yeah, I'm finna come whoop her ass. Cause why you raised
it
this kid like this?
You
yeah.
should have taught them something different.
It ain't enough of explaining that just because they different, that it's something to be um treated differently, far as in some type of hatred, or you got to be extra mean, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Having special needs kids, shit, you could treat them just the same. You know what I'm saying? It's better to treat them like the others than to treat them any different. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the key point right there. Making sure we teach our children that just because it's different or they're different, that don't mean you should treat them in a messed up type of manner.
You in the hot seat, Fergie. Why
He
she over
started
there?
making clothes.
She
He
over there
making
trying to.
clothes.
She
So
trying
what's
to sew.
what I
Focus.
missed? What I'm supposed
She
to be
going
talking
hard.
about?
Put Yoda up there.
Hold on, let me see. Here we go. What's popping? What's
What's
popping, God?
jumping, y'all?
Yeah, what's the
Hey,
Peace,
business, man?
peace.
all glory to the man upstairs. How y'all doing? Happy Monday. Happy they killed off all our people today. And celebrating Memorial Day.
Who's
And then what
celebrating that crap?
I'm just saying, don't they have Memorial Day every third month or something like that? It's been jumping off like for real.
Every
I
year,
don't know.
No,
every year,
no,
We don't
no.
celebrate that in Jamaica. So
It,
same time every
I'm gonna
year.
it's
start
been
Memorial
celebrating
Memorial Day.
this
What other
holiday.
day was it? Memorial
Memorial
Day.
today Monday. Today Monday, Memorial Day. Yeah, that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
Memorial Day. They have it every year. They have it every year.
No,
They
it
Right,
happened
right.
every
have it
3 months,
every year.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, every holiday I've seen the last couple months been a Memorial
No,
Day
ain't no,
or
no.
something.
It's just it ain't Memorial Day. You'll have a Veterans Day. You'll have a some type of armed force service day. All
Yeah,
type
they
of
all
business. But
cousins.
it's Memorial Day.
And I
Nah,
think cousin.
I
Why
got
you don't
I,
like Memorial Day?
it's
Man, you
not that
don't
I don't
celebrate
like
it.
that. It's
Okay,
not
hold
that.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Why? I got a
Generational
question.
curse.
Why should we celebrate them the day that they came over here and infiltrated, and they've decided that they wanted to create an army and they want to go and fight
Take
wars
some.
and start wars that we don't have shit to do with. So
But
that's why
listen,
I'd be like, if they stayed in a portal, we wouldn't even have this day.
And the black people that fought in that motherfucker, they didn't have no motherfuking choice. So
right,
Yeah.
there you
and
go.
that's all true, y'all.
So
That's
there you
all
go.
true.
Shit, that shit they had nothing to do with us. They forced us to do this shit. They goddamn.
That's true,
That
but
shit.
that's not the purpose
Fuck.
of it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Memorial
is.
is their memorial, their
Listen,
death,
no,
their
no,
passing.
no.
Honestly,
Let me tell y'all.
listen, I don't celebrate not now holiday.
Let me
Period.
tell
Not now one
y'all.
of not Christmas, not Thanksgiving, not 4th
All
of
right,
July,
let Fergie
not a
talk. What's up,
birthday.
Fergie? Fergie in the hot seat.
You know
What's
what I'm saying?
up?
But go ahead.
She got to
Yeah.
get it out.
I just want to say, historically, Memorial Day was started in South Carolina. Memorial Day was started in South Carolina because after that war, they sent all of the black people back to South Carolina and they had them in a mass grave. It took them a couple days, but they took individually each one of those black people and gave them a grave. That's why, that's the history of Memorial Day. They've
Okay,
turned it into their own thing now, but it was
okay.
started in South Carolina because of that. They
Okay,
to
but
honor
nobody
our
knows
people.
that. Nobody
Right.
knows that but you.
That's why I'm telling y'all.
They trifling as hell. That's all
Teach
we want
one,
to
teach
tell
Because I
one.
you.
wouldn't have
But really,
celebrated neither. But
Hey,
I'm like, hold
yeah.
up. No. That's a
but
celebration for us of the our people that they just trashed after we fought that war. They dumped all them black people in a mass grave and our people took their time and separated them and gave them their own individual grave. That's why Memorial Day was started.
Well, that
they
is
was doing
so
that during
nice.
slavery.
It's nice.
Black people doing that during slavery. So do you celebrate slavery?
There we
Not
go.
do we
I celebrate
celebrate
slavery.
slavery.
I ain't really trying to take it there, but black people they was doing that shit during the slave days. So do you celebrate slavery?
You don't celebrate slavery.
You don't celebrate slavery. You can't celebrate
Yeah.
slavery.
You did you hear what I said though?
I heard what you
My
said.
God.
Yeah, that the black people, they was
Yeah.
taking them people and burying them in their own little spots and all that back in the day. So you know what I'm saying? So for that, I'm not just gonna, that's just me. But I don't celebrate holidays anyway. I ain't here to judge. I ain't here to judge at all. I'm just talking, just having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't celebrate nothing that got to do with slavery.
Look at the chief.
Period.
Peace,
And
chief.
that it got something to do with it too.
That's
Go ahead.
that's my look. That's my chief right there. Hey, what you
Oh,
doing?
that's the chief right there. Hey,
Yeah,
look,
he
look,
done
look.
popped. Look, he done popped up in the thing. What are you talking about? Slavery was taught in reverse. Yeah, I was talking about that the other night. How they be what they be doing? They put us on there and tell us that we were slaves, but then they want to holler out. My granddaddy built the white folk. My granddaddy built the railroad. Shut your ass up. No railroads was here. So y'all sitting here talking about y'all was slaves too. Y'all's just stupid. How y'all come all the way over here and y'all get enslaved with us? Talking about y'all trying to be free. We the land of the free. Y'all delusional. Y'all delusional. It don't make no sense. I don't like mind games though. I don't.
Yeah, they didn't like being in that government. They didn't like being under that government over there. That's what was going on. That's what they was running from. They was trying to get
So
from
they
under that
ran away
government.
from the Moors with the Moors to put us to put us in slavery, and now they got put in slavery, and now they thought the curse was gonna work a different way. Now we finna fuck them up. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy to me.
Well,
And we just be sitting
I,
back waiting on the day. We just
I
waiting on
heard
the
a
day.
I heard a message today on, well, actually I shared it on Instagram. Um, David Banner, he made a statement. He said, "Man, y'all listen to this. All Africans spend all their money they consuming going into China. They go to Europe and learn different stuff. They go to Russia. They spend their money everywhere else. But whenever they die, they gotta go. Like they come to America. They go everywhere else to visit and stuff like that. But they go die back at home. I mean, whenever they die, they get buried back in Africa. So basically, Africa is just a uh, graveyard for flights, right? So
Right.
wouldn't they say the same for America, or is America Africa?
Why would America be Africa? Why we gotta be in the same category as them fucking big head niggas? I just want to know why
Number
do us.
one, Number one, if you go look at different artifacts, it shows that this is the place where, like, majority of everything that came from every story that they try to talk about, like, for us, they came here. This place was
Oh, you're
already here. We
saying
was
if
already
this is the
here.
land. You saying if
Yeah,
this is
this
the
is the
start of
land.
civilization? Yes. I thought
Yeah,
you. Every time I hear Africa,
yeah.
it triggers me. I'm working on that trigger. I promise I am.
Nah,
I
because if you go
promise.
back and
They.
look
I
at
mean,
it,
they
where
tried to told us
where
them.
your
They
money
tried to
go
tell us
to?
we was Yakub's children. I'm not Yakub's
Where
child. I'm not, and
where
I'm
your
not going to
money
agree
go
with that.
to? Where do your money go to? Like,
My
say for
money go
instance,
to the
where's our
Bank of
money at?
England. Our money go to the
Okay,
Vatican. What's the next? What's
yeah,
next?
Yeah.
'Cause you know
okay.
I
So
know.
basically what I'm saying to that is they replicate what they're saying is we are the people that they're talking about. We are the people. Whenever we die, we go travel everywhere else. We go look at every other like state, country. I mean, let me say every other country. Go visit all the other countries. Put money into other countries. And when we die, we come right back here. We don't get buried nowhere
I,
else.
I I think this topic that you're speaking on right now is major in our culture for this because every lake in the U.S. The majority of them have a huge thriving city buried within those lakes. Every
Mm-hmm.
single lake you can just about think about has something left there. But at the end of the day, like I say, when you think about slavery and all that, bro, I never look at this. Well, even when they taught it, I never looked at look what all we went through. We used to get lashes on our back. I never looked at it. I always thought if you could survive through all that, then imagine what you really are right now. Like here today, when you see Michael Jordans, you see people the fastest, the smartest, most intelligent. Imagine what you endured has made you here today. Like we got to get rid of the victim. The victim. It's like the guy that said up there, like um, Fergie said, we got to learn to communicate and we got to learn. A lot of people thought Memorial Day meant the day that they're remembering people
Yeah.
from war, people who died of war. With Memorial Day, they normally say support the vets, support the military. This is normally Memorial Day is ran about, but yeah, all these holidays, man, I think that they like I don't want to go too far into it, but I look and say this at the very least. All of these holy days are made so you don't value every day. You should value every day, and you should value every person you greet in that day with a high volume and a high magnitude. Is my personal thought. If we're gonna get rechange these vibrations, you got to learn to value everything you walk across, like walk light. Oh God, body. We just
Oh
said
yeah,
shit. Yeah.
he's the reason that I study so much about America. Like, and they was putting our sphinxes and shit on boats, sending them over there to Africa for a long time. And when they found that sphinx last year in Egypt, they sent that shit to Africa. But I mean, in Memphis, they call Memphis, Egypt because it's the true Egypt. So they done set up a whole world stage, and we just like gonna
And
follow it. I'm not following
right.
shit. I'm telling you.
That's what I was saying just a second ago. This is so crazy. Like everything is subliminal. And now we getting like we're getting real life understanding that like under the Vatican, they have so much of our history and we so lost. And now they used to I remember when I was a kid, they used to say, if you knew the truth, we would go crazy. If you knew the real truth about your people, you would go crazy. I used to hear that as a kid. So now that we actually getting to see this and knowing that everything's happening right here, I got one question on top of that. The I got one question on top of what I'm saying, y'all, so that way I can go ahead and be quiet. When God speak on Jews in the Bible, is he saying that he's rocking with them, or is he saying them people killed me, y'all? Why y'all still rocking with these people? Why y'all still following these people? Why are we still celebrating this stuff? Isn't that what he said in the Bible? Because I listen to
He's
John,
talking about he's talking about the jewels. So listen, when you
the
meditate,
Jews
right,
or
and
the
you ask this,
Jews, because I'm lost. I ain't
I'm
lying. I got a
saying
lot of
the
million questions.
jewels.
Okay.
The jewels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Not the Jews, the
Mm-hmm.
jewels on his neck. We are his garter. Period. So what I'm saying is if
Mm-mm.
you go and you look at the text and then you say, hey, let me meditate and ask to go to this Neverland Michael Jackson voice, you will
Okay.
see a depiction of the Most High. I've communicated with him before. I know what he looks like. I've
What?
been there.
You didn't go blind?
He's so bright. He's so bright. But those are the Jews. We're the Jews on his neck, and he tells
Okay.
us that
Okay.
100 million times.
Okay. I got one question now. You said Jews. Who persecuted Jesus?
Who what?
Who killed Jesus? Who hung him?
Hell,
Who
heads
put him up on the
down.
cross? You see what I'm saying? I seen you, Fergie.
Yeah, because you went too deep. You went too deep. Get out of there.
You know she gonna jump you.
No, I ain't gonna.
Her head,
I can't say I went too deep. This is where we at. We in life. And I want to know these questions because when he spoke about Jews, I wasn't talking about Jews on your neck, God.
But
I'm
that
talking about
is the as above, so below of everything that's said to us.
who
It's just
killed
like
that
it's
man.
100. Listen, it's 144,000 of us awakened, but you have to awaken 144,000 cells in your body to be
Right.
awake. So it's as above, so below. So
I'm still
yes, the
asleep.
jewels
Oh,
on
wake
his
me
neck
up.
is
Keep
his
waking me up.
turn.
Keep
Jesus
What?
waking
didn't
me up.
exist. Jesus didn't
Huh?
exist.
His
Say
name is
that
Horus.
again.
His name is Horus.
Now who
Yeah.
killed Horus?
What are you talking about?
His
Now they
brother.
said, okay, hold on. Now they said that somebody got hung up on the cross and they died for our sins. I want to know
Hold
who
on, don't
killed
worry.
them.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
Who they say killed that man? That's what I'm talking
God,
about. Who they say
God,
killed him?
body. Hold
The
on.
Oh, look
Christians.
what I
The
got now.
Christians killed him. It
Yeah,
was
Now,
the
you got it.
Christians.
You got it. He said, all right.
Okay.
How you gonna say the Christian killed them?
Because
And then
that's who it was. It was
no,
the
that was
Christians.
not the Christian. It wasn't
Okay.
the Christian. You can't say the
Taurus is
Christian killed
Tahuti.
them, man.
Who? Listen. I got you. I just want to bring some. I want to bring some actual
Yeah,
facts
yeah,
to this
yeah, yeah.
conversation.
I'm listening.
Taurus is
Christian
Tahuti.
didn't even exist at that
Okay.
time. Christianity
I
didn't even
want to see
exist at
the
that
rest
time.
of
Taurus
the
is
church.
Tahuti, which is
Horus is
also
Tahuti.
Thoth. Okay.
Horus is Tahuti and also Law.
Which is also Thoth. Okay.
Oh,
He created
okay.
the metal netter. Period. He is the
Mhm.
creator of the netter. That's why you have one eye of Horus and one eye of Ra, both of your eyeballs. Period. Which is as above, so
Mm.
below, which means the sun is the portal of what? Ra,
Wow.
right?
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Question.
All right.
Question. Question.
He hand wrote the 42
Now,
scrolls.
okay, tell me something now. I'm getting to this one question I still ain't got an answer for. Who killed
What
that
is it
man?
that you want to know? Because I
Who
got it.
killed
He
him?
wants to know who killed Jesus.
Yeah, who died?
What do
Who
you mean
killed
who
him?
killed Jesus? He asked why have his father forsaken him in the Bible? What you mean? The only
Wait,
person that can the only person that can take
somebody
you out the
made him tote
matrix.
that cross up there and they nailed them things that man feet in his hand and put
Who
one in
told
his
you
feet.
that was Caesar?
Caesar, they hung him up there like that.
No,
And
Caesar is
Caesar.
the nigga they hung. What you talking about? Caesar Borgia. The
How
white
let's
man
Caesar,
y'all see
Caesar,
is
the picture
Jesus.
that you be probably looking at and you talking about, that's Caesar. That's Caesar Borgias.
Yeah.
Now see,
let's keep it 1,000 before we get to
reversing the
the whole
curse.
thing. All of this comes from something called Heru. A
Hey, Ruth.
Heru is where the Latin word hero comes from. In the beginning, this story meant a person's will. Everybody has a will to do something. Your will to do something doesn't matter if somebody's
Mm-hmm.
threatening your life or saying you can't do this. It doesn't have those type of limitations. So the moment you get connected with your will and you say, I will to do something, it's basically saying you're willing to sacrifice everything else. So the story of
Mm-hmm.
Yahshua was a spiritual story turned into a physical person.
Thank
This
you.
was
Okay.
this was the stripping of your spirituality. When somebody begins to take everything to your spirit and put a physical deity on it, you no longer have the expressions or attributes of the spirit, which are omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. Like you put those ingredients. We are everything God is, just not to that extent, or whatever people call God.
Right.
I say. But yeah, bro, that whole story is a spiritual story turned into a physical person.
Yeah. And to be honest, it all happened, but it all happened in a as above, so below manner. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to tie it into the spiritual with the physical. You can't just look at the physical gods. Just like he said, her root is courage, strength, determination, strong will. The son of Aset, which is the great mother. Ashar is the great father. The Trinity, which comes with the son. So I just think it'd be deeper than what we, like he said, what we be thinking.
Yeah, but it's really easy. I think it's really easy to deal with, and yeah, the communication I think is a must because how we just communicated that. I want to get into triggers with the breaking the curses, and I can kind of end it there because a lot of people that claim a religion, or you could claim anything. If you say the moment you say I'm a father, the moment you box yourself in with something, you're going to be forced with obstacles in life to test those boundaries, or test those boundaries. So nobody wants to get called a bad parent. Nobody wants to get called a bad singer. Nobody wants to get called a bad doctor. So end of the day, if you choose a religion, now you have subjugated or distanced yourself from every other religion, but all of those
Mm-hmm.
religions placed together is probably going to be truth. It's like pieces or parts of certain things. Man, we should be able to connect under a cellular or soul type of level. We should be able to communicate. But I say the youth can't come. Peace, God, body, peace and love,
That nigga
God,
done put a
body.
book up there.
Hey, yeah, squirrel business. Let me see
Ain't nobody about
what's
to read
going
that
on
shit. No,
there. Real
ain't
talk.
nobody about to read that shit, nigga.
Yeah, but I mean,
Long
yeah,
ass
yeah,
book.
yeah. On the truth, on the
That
shrimp though,
bullshit.
bro. Like, the communication is gonna be huge because the younger generation, the only thing they gonna think is to get out of graduate, get money, whatever it takes to get money. So if you sell them sex, if you sell them murder, if, and also like the parents, where I say we can't get comfortable. A lot of people have handed these young people phones and tablets and let these devices raise these people. Like these is where we talk about the bad people. They was raised by Grand Theft Auto. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Let's keep it 1,000. We just seen a lot of the youth play Grand Theft Auto on the highways and in the street these days. I mean, and we act like we don't know the issue, or yeah, we can't break generational curses, bro, until we meet that with honesty. And I don't care if you are bound by religion. I don't care if you're bound by with whatever the mentality is. We got to come out of the boxes.
Yep.
Big bro, you on the book?
Yep.
What's your shit on the book?
Courtney Gray.
Courtney Gray.
Yep. You can go to UDI. UDI on there too. Under the influence. It's a page for that. It's a page for What Damn TV also. Well, damn. Hey, my Jamaican queen in America. My American Jamaican queen.
Peace, Yoda.
What's up?
Peace.
I've been sitting over thinking about you, girl. You've been on my mind for like the last few days now.
Thinking about me. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. What you talking about? You thinking about me? What you thinking about?
You tell me what I was thinking about now. See, now I'm
Oh
gonna
no! See, I got no cards out here. You hear me? I don't got no cards out here tonight. Now,
Look, nah, I like to be honest, I'm self-centered as hell, and when you put me on the spot like that, and you start telling me stuff like that, I'm like, wow, I may have found me my new best friend. You like tea cakes?
do I like who?
Tea cakes.
What the hell is that?
You don't know what a tea cake is?
No, we got tea biscuits in Jamaica.
Yeah, what about butter rolls?
Butter rolls. We ain't got no butter rolls now.
So you know what festival is? I need some festival.
Oh yeah, I know what festival. I got some festival cookies.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Can you ship me some?
I don't know. I gotta look up how I can do this parcel thing because I gotta ship some jewelry, some protection stuff down there. I don't know how.
So what do we need to do to get it so we can start shopping it down here too?
Oh, I gotta what's that thing called? I gotta get a parcel account.
Okay.
We can hit that behind the scenes. Hey, Peace, that's the shot. That's your setup right there for real. You got the right light and everything. Yeah, that's picture perfect. But closing statement, breaking generational curses, man. Who want to do they first in closing?
You go. No, it's you go. You've been quiet for like 10 minutes.
Right there. He shall have. Put him out there.
I talked a lot at the beginning, man. I got mine out the way, but close the statement.
Peace, Miss Wanda.
Miss Wanda.
As far as it comes to breaking past generational curses, all of us who are on here that are parents, be in tune with your children. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got going on, you know what I'm saying? If you're still dealing with some issues, you know, I pray, you know what I'm saying? Or I hope that you find a way to be able to deal with those. But at the same time, while you're dealing with those, be in tune with your children to where you can understand what lessons they need to learn, the way you need to discipline them, things of that nature. We need to work extra hard because we started off in the hole. So we got to get back. We got to get back to level ground. So we got to put some extra work in. Don't be afraid to put that extra work in. That's it. That's all. Peace.
God body. UDI, bro. God body. Yoda, what you got for the closing statement, Ken?
Well, I kind of like caught the the whole conversation with breaking the past generation of curses. We put on seminars, uh, like maybe 2017, 18, which is called the first book. Um, it actually like it's something that we have to do as a whole community. We have to learn how to work together more. We have
Hey,
to.
bro, you outside or something? It's like a lot of wind in the bay.
For me,
I think that's you.
no, that's not me. I'm in the
I
house.
think.
I'm in my house. I'm actually leaning.
Okay. Okay. All right. Most definitely.
No, it's like
My bad. Yeah.
are
My
you
bad.
good? It's like changing. We had to treat this situation as something that we had to rebirth our whole generation. We had to rebirth our whole culture. We had to rebirth everything about it. And the way we had to do that, we had to start early with the youth, from 0 to 7, and from 7 to 13. And at 13, they pretty much come on their own. So how we had to break that, we had to teach them like the things that our grandparents and the basics. I'm gonna just go back and just say we just got to go back to the basics of teaching your respect, your morals, you have personal value, stuff like that. And to sum everything up from what I heard, final of last part of the conversation, man, we all in tune. We know what we got to do, and we got to keep working the way we work. We got to stay in contact with each other, keep doing it. The more we communicate, we have actually church with gods and goddess, and we can make things go. So,
Yeah, buddy. In closing. In closing. All right. I'm gonna bust it quick and pass the mic real fast. I'm just say knowledge is key. At the beginning, a book was posted, Metuneta. The more you learn and the more you know, the more you will be able to strip yourself of limitations. I don't know what this area is back here. But with that being said, each one teach one. We have went through the same patterns. Let's practice being honest with each other. If the youth, this next generation knows what the middle generation, and we know what the elder generation, if we know what they went through, and we learn from what the next generation went through, then by that time, if we're all honest with each other, we should be able to grow to be like these super beings, these super cosmic beings,
yep,
these dope vessels that we are becoming, we will do, and we will do it even faster. This process will be a lot faster if we could quit holding back honesty. I don't like. We had to start telling people it's not okay to be real ignorant. It's not okay to be real stupid. This is not, that's not the gateway. That's not the gateway to success. Is joining the industry and making a lot of money. You know, it's a lot of yeah. I'm not gonna go there with it. We can get real vulgar. We can get a certain type of way on this, but I'm just gonna say that in closing, the generation before me, they got comfortable. They got comfortable. We had to be trailblazers. We have to blaze that trail so others will follow. Make our own trail. There is no right or wrong way. It's just your intuition, and it's getting up and moving, being busy. In closing, that's the key to breaking generational curses. Blaze a new trail.
Am I on? Okay, I'm on. Hey y'all, peace. So, just like you said, I just feel like we gotta be more open, um, do more studying. We gotta, I guess, really feel the spirit, feel the guidance, and use discernment. Y'all know I'm always talking about discernment. We got to do the right thing with our free will. We got all kind of stuff we got to do, but it's important to be open and honest and open and willing to listen, to everybody's view. But we got to pick what's, the right thing. We got to speak the right thing all the time with the kids and all. So, and we got to be more gentle. I'm working on being more gentle and being more patient with my kids. I feel like that's what I came here to learn because that's the one thing I lack. So, it's patience. So, yeah, that's it, y'all. Do some studying, do y'all shadow work. I always say that every day. If
Everybody.
anybody needs any books,
Yes.
always message me because I got all the free PDF files.
Hey everybody, I guess it's my turn again.
She working for real.
Just to piggyback on everything else that y'all said, we have to we have to learn how to listen without our feelings. We have
Mm.
to push what we have going on and actually be present in the moment when somebody is telling us about an issue, especially when it comes to the kids. Because there's numerous times with the kids, some kids do cry out for help, but we looking at it as they acting out or something wrong when something is wrong. But we handle it differently than how we should handle it. That's where the communication comes in. We don't think communication. We think they probably need to go do something or they need some medicine or whatever the case may be. But we need to learn how to listen. We're putting our feelings to the side. Um, the older generation, it would be it would be better. And I think Ish was talking about this earlier. I think the older generation would have a different deliverance if they would actually tell us what they went through. A lot of things that I went through could have been avoided had my mama just said, "Hey, I went through that. This is how I did it. You might can find a better way." But they don't explain to us the things that they go through. They just be like, "No, you're doing it wrong." That's not helping. You got to explain. And I think everybody that's in my life that tell me, "No, Ferg, you doing it wrong. Do it this way." That's what we need in our community. We don't do that for none of our people. We don't make them do what they're supposed to do.
Yep, and you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Everybody.
And
Everybody.
we gotta stop sitting here watching people drown when we
Yeah,
know the solution. We know how to help them. We gotta stop that. We can't be letting certain people drown. Now I will say some people you gotta know when to cut it. Because we can't help everybody. Everybody don't want to be helped. Everybody's ears and mental ain't open for the help. So we gotta remember that also. We gotta be mindful of who we're trying to save.
Mm.
I think that's all.
God body. Hey man, shout out to Solar Drea. Man, that is a great question.
what she
Anybody
said.
pick up there? Why are our people ashamed of their past, present, and future? I
Because
mean,
shame is a low vibration, and that's what this realm operates from. So it's normal, and it's normal for people to feel like that. So that's why it ties into shadow work and mental health. Because if you are true to yourself, then you know that what you did when you first got here and had your mind wiped, it don't matter because you finally woke up and changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like people are like that because they haven't dug into themselves and they don't know. And that's what I had to learn about our parents. Like I had a lot of hate, and then I was like, you know what they did to our mama's generation, our mom and daddy's generation? Like they dropped crack off in the street off of airplanes, literally, like back to back, and then started charging them for that shit after a while. Then they dropped hoism in there. Jezebel was there, but they campaigned it. So you got to be like, what did our families go through? They said that 95% of the women that leave this realm are and men sexually assaulted and sexually abused. So
mm,
I feel like our parents were hurt and they don't know how to change, a lot of them. Um, so I get that because people won't forgive their parents, but if they're trying to learn and move on, you
You
gotta
got
let
to.
go.
You got to.
Gotta let go.
what? Okay, I'm happy
Uh,
you brought this topic up. Why people the sexual abuse that you brought up, people even sexually abuse themselves nowadays, and They are afraid to talk about it. I mean, I'm keeping it real. The biggest
I
sexual
know.
abuse nowadays is self abuse. Um, yeah, a lot of these things we don't talk about, and I really laugh at it. Like it's really funny because of this. I spoke to somebody being in prison, and you say, "Man, I was in prison. I'm beating myself, couldn't wait to get out. I went to work on this or this or that when I got out." So but saying that in front of people, that person would be ashamed to say, "I used to do this," or "I have done this before." Why are men afraid to say, "I have done this," or because people don't they don't have no shame when it comes to I got toys, I got certain things. Yeah, so end of the day, I think if people learn to be open about everything, then you learn. You know what? A lot of people have been through this. A lot of people have done this. It doesn't feel that bad, and then you're not captive to these demons that you have because you don't want to open and say, "Look, I've been through this." And then there's so many other people that can learn from it too. Um, when they say the truth sets you free, that is so true in so many different ways. The moment you figure you're a slave to something or you're captive to something, your DNA automatically starts looking for a way to free you from that. I mean, the moment somebody say, "You know what, I weigh too much, I got to change my diet." They might not change their diet today, but
Mm-hmm.
some within the background is gonna start working for your
Yep.
best interest. Yeah, but you got to realize that there's an issue.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think depending on like okay, like say if for people who view slavery as a real thing, being our skin tone was basically the detriment of our existence. If you believe it, you know what I'm saying to a degree. You see what I'm because they enslaved the black people, right? And then you pit them all against each other, right? So for one, a lot of people are actually ashamed of being this skin tone to a degree. You see what I'm saying? That's why they try so hard to obtain white wealth so they can live like white people because they don't like the narrative of being this skin tone. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of start with that, and then once you start hiding one thing, you got to start hiding a lot of other things. You're already ashamed of being this skin tone. Now you operating in a manner where everybody else ain't operating, so you feel like you should be ashamed of that too. So I think that's where it comes from also.
Yep.
And I think that some people be ashamed because they don't want nobody to surpass them. They don't
Yes.
want to tell me
Wow,
what I ain't did or what I couldn't do because then you might do better than me.
wow.
That's why people withdraw a lot from me because I'm gonna give you them jewels. I don't know if you gonna take them, but they be like, "That's weird. Don't nobody do that." And I be like, "Cause I'm so happy I'm not just nobody." You feel me? But I do feel like that's the problem. Like when
Yeah,
I
that's
when I
real.
say my affirmations on the rising, I have a page and it starts off with "I'm in competition with no one." Like
God,
I
buddy.
need, I always want to say that just so that's always the tone. Like I'm not in competition with anyone. You know, people
Nope.
people compete in their mind and they make up problems in their mind. People
Hmm.
are so delusional. And that's like I said, spirits governing people because they're people don't understand when you have self destruction in you, that is a demon. Like when you are caught doing acts of self destruction, that is something taking over your vessel because that's not what we our natural
Mm-hmm.
state is.
God,
That's just
buddy.
it.
God, buddy. God, buddy. Hey, y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all came here and dealt with us tonight. Y'all make sure y'all follow, like, share, subscribe to everybody who is here present tonight. Hey, man, sure make sure y'all comment. We love y'all. appreciate everybody for the love, man. Hey, I value everybody up here on the cast. Hey, man, each one teach one. We're going to build in here. Shout out. Peace to the gods.